Today's class is yoga for better sleep. I'm going to try to keep this really short and kind of get us ready for a good night's sleep. So you can see I kind of have my space set up. So go ahead and get yourself kind of in an intentional space that is promotional to sleep. So we don't want bright lights. You can maybe even do this practice in your bed. I have a candle and some incense going and a caffeine-free sleepy tea going, if you will. So you can obviously do whatever you want, but try to kind of at least set a spatial intention for sleep first. And then once you're done that, we'll get started. So props for today are a bolster and a blanket. And we'll just start by coming into a comfortable seated position. So I'm going to kind of prop my hips up on the blanket just as a little boost. You can also use a block for this if that feels good for you. So come into a cross-legged seated position. You can bring the hands down to the knees. Allow yourself to sit up nice and tall here. So feeling your ribs stack on top of the hips, shoulders on top of the ribs, and then a slight lift through the crown of the head. Allow the eyes to close. And then just start to become aware of the sounds in your space. And then become aware of your breathing. So just kind of letting the body breathe for itself here. And then noticing any qualities with the breath. So is it shallow? Is it uneven? Smooth or maybe jagged? And without trying to change the breath, just witness the body doing its work. And if you'd like, you can begin to kind of come back into your body here. So fluttering the eyes open if they were closed. And we're just going to start with a little bit of Ujjayi breathing. So non-traditional, we're going to start with the mouth open. So if you haven't done this breathing before, I'll just talk about it quickly. If you have, go ahead and take 4 or 5 breaths by yourself. So with me, let's take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And then as you exhale, we're going to act like we're trying to fog up a mirror. So as if my hand was a little hand mirror, as we exhale, we'll make kind of that noise and just try to produce that hot air that fogs things up. So we'll do 3 with the mouth open and then 3 with the mouth closed. So inhale with me. Exhale to fog the mirror with the mouth open. And then try to make that same noise as you inhale. Exhale. Inhale, keep the noise. Last one with the mouth open, exhale. Inhale. Exhale with the mouth closed, but still try to make the noise. Inhale. Exhale. Continue like this. And try to keep that for the entire practice. When you're ready, stay in that cross-legged position, but maybe kind of increase the cross of your legs. So try to get the right leg so it's just sitting directly in front of the left. And then crawl your way forwards here. So maybe bringing the palms down to the earth and possibly the forehead down onto the hands. Now, if you're pretty flexible in the hips, you can also just take this right into double pigeon. However, that is a pretty intense starting pose for a practice. So choose what you like. Once again, this is a bedtime practice. We're not really looking to impress anyone or vastly improve our flexibility. We're literally just trying to get some sleep. Try to keep that ujjayi breathing going, so the noise and the restriction at the back of the throat. And see if you can relax into this pose a little more. So oftentimes we'll kind of clench the glutes. See if you can, by increasing the length of your exhale, allow more muscles in the body to relax. Go ahead and walk the hands back in. And we'll just switch sides here. So switching the cross of your legs. Don't worry too much about alignment here. We're not worried about what it looks like. We're just trying to get into the hips, opening up the hips a little bit. Once again, keep actively trying to extend your exhale and noticing if that helps you kind of sink into the pose a little bit more. When you're ready, begin to work your way out of that pose. And then take hold of your bolster. We're just going to place it so it's at a 90-degree angle to our body. And then I'm going to take my blanket and place it on top of the bolster. So just trying to give it a little bit more elevation. And we're going to come into a 90-90. So if your bolster's on your left side, then you're going to have your left knee in front and bent. And your right knee out to the side in this 90-90 position. From here, as you inhale, we'll twist to look to the left. And then crawl your hands down. And we're just going to frame the bolster. So one hand on either side. And then you can place your left ear on the bolster if you want kind of a gentler twist. Or right ear if you want a little bit more. So we'll just kind of come into this bowed down position. And as you guys can see, it's taking me a couple seconds to get comfortable and get in the position that I want. And just know that that's totally fine. This is your practice. This is your time, your bedtime routine. ready, begin to work your way out of this side and just get yourself set up for the other side. So you can take the path of least resistance here. Oftentimes that's just turning around. But maybe you want to move the bolster. It does not matter at all. So we want the bolster on our right. Right leg is bent in front of us. Left leg is bent beside us. We're going to twist the upper body to the right and find a way to frame your bolster with the arms and lie down. Don't be alarmed if your poses look different from side to side. Once again, this is not a yoga class where we're working on anything in particular other than getting ourselves ready to sleep. When you're ready, when you feel even, begin to deepen the breath, preparing yourself for movement. And then let's get out of this side, coming to sit up and bring your props with you. So we'll take the bolster and the blanket. We're just going to place it on top of your legs. So come onto your tail. We'll get the legs out in front of us and then take the legs and just take the bolster and just put it on top of the legs. And then begin to work your way forwards here. My mic is sort of in the way, so I'll just kind of move the bolster out to the side, and we're just going to come into what we sometimes call caterpillar pose. And just allow yourself to find a comfy alternative to a forward fold. So Paschimottanasana, but sleepy mode. If you've lost your Ujjayi breathing, without judgment, without being hard on yourself, see if you can come back to that. And then once again, noticing if there are any muscles that you don't need to be clenching, any muscles that you can relax. When you're ready, begin to work your way out of this pose. We're just going to come into a legs up the wall variation. So if you have a wall close by, go ahead and use that. If not, we're going to take the bolster and slide it under our hips, but not quite yet. So let's just get organized here as well. You'll have to forgive me. I am also sleepy. And so get your blanket so it's kind of folded into this shape, and then just roll it so you have kind of a big long baton, kind of burrito width of a blanket. And we're actually just going to use that to stuff the back of the neck. So you can lie down and kind of do whatever adjustments you need to get that into the back of the neck. Don't be afraid to kind of overstuff it. So maybe you want to take this and fold it in half and get a little bit more, just whatever it takes to kind of feel some support in that part of the body. And then take your bolster, tuck it under the hips, and we'll lift the legs up towards the sky, coming into this legs up the wall variation. Arms can go wherever you like. I have mine on my low belly, which is feeling nice for me right now, but cactus might feel nice, or just straight out to the side in a T might feel good as well. So take whatever kind of final adjustments you need, and then we'll come into some sort of stillness. Nicely done. When you're ready, you can begin to kind of just come out of the pose in whatever way feels good for you. So removing those props, and kind of sliding your way down onto your back. And from here, we'll be entering Savasana. Now, I won't bring you through Savasana today, as I think most of us might be ready to just fall asleep. But if that is not you, if you're not ready for sleep, I will link a Yoga Nidra class to do after this, which is kind of a perfect follow-up and allows you to just continue lying still and continue preparing for rest. Thank you for practicing with me today. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, and I will see you soon. Namaste.